Welcome. You're listening to Just Minding My Business 24/7, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford, on the Amazing Women of Power, the world's leading positive programming network powered by Raven International. Okay, welcome everybody. Appreciate you stopping by. We are back with the 3Ds, Steps to Success with Keisha, Decide, Determine, and Dedication. If you missed our last one, our last collaboration, we spent a little time on the first D, which is Decide. And just so you know who Miss Keisha is, Miss Keisha is a minister. She's a 3-time self-published author. Keisha also served as an administrative assistant for the former Assemblyman William D. Payne, 29th Legislative District. Miss Peterson also began her journey on November 29th, 2015, when she brought forth her initial sermon at St. Paul's Calvary United Church of God, where she is a proud member of 40 years. Keisha has also participated in several teleconferences, which include the Pink Pulpit, Those Preaching Women under the leadership of Dr. Marilyn E. Porter, and International Sisters Strengthening Sisters presents The King's Sons and Daughters Speak. Keisha is also a member of Women's Speaker Association, International Sisters Strengthening Sisters, the National Negro Women's Association, and a Silver Life member of NAACP. Well. I am so glad that you're back, Miss Minister Keisha Peterson.
Yes, it is an honor to be here once again.
Yes, it is, and I felt like we needed to really get into the 3Ds to success a little bit more because we just didn't have enough time to finish up last time, and I think this is really, really an important piece to talk about.
Right, yes.
And I think last time we talked about the Decide. Now tell us about what that's all about.
Decide is, where you have to make up in your mind what it is your passion is and what it is that you want to accomplish with that particular goal, what your goals are. It's not having 50 of them and then trying to figure out, but to pick one particular one that touches your heart, that you think would help others. You decide on what that is and you stick with it, and then whoever wants to come into your circle, they have to be on your page. Not that you get on their page, but you have to let them, they have to understand this is your dream and it's not to be turned around to be their dream. So you just have to decide. Yes, yeah. It is. Yes, it can.
Quickly happen. So deciding is the first step,
right,
to getting on the road. Because once you put a stake in the ground and you say, this is what I'm going to do, then the work begins, the journey begins. Right. Okay, so you talk about determine.
Yes, you have to be determined to stick with your goal. Like you said, once you decide, it's like putting that stake in the ground, and this is where I'm going to pitch my tent. You don't put the stake in the ground and then you go pitch a tent on the other side of the park. You are going to start right here, and then you be determined that this is where and this is what you want to accomplish and what it is that you want to at least branch out on the whole outlook of your idea, whether it be a business or writing a book or whatever it may be. Once you decide what you want to do, you have to be determined to stick with it and to make that blossom into that beautiful flower you know it can be.
Absolutely. No matter what happens, that's the other piece to that, because there's going to be so much.
Yes.
that happens. And some
Right.
days you're going to be in tears.
A lot of days.
You got that right. I just want to be kind. But you are so right. It's a lot of days you are like, is this really going to work?
Exactly.
Is this really going to happen? And then something tiny will happen that'll get you right back into the mode.
Right.
Exactly. This is good. This is good. But it's up and down. It's up and down. It's like,
you might come up against that mountain, or maybe like they say that you make a mountain out of a molehill. You know, it might look like a molehill, but to you, you're looking at it as like, oh my God, this big great mountain is in my way. Well, either you go through it, around it, or over it. But that mountain, you can't let it take over what it is that you want to do. You take over the mountain.
Absolutely. So in other words, your purpose is greater than your circumstances.
Yes.
Absolutely. Because a lot of times, everything that happens, it happens in this one body and mind.
Right.
We get sick, the car breaks down.
Oh, Lord.
The kids got a cold.
Yes.
Somebody dies. Because last year I went to so many funerals, it made me feel some kind of way. But it was like, those are the things that come up.
Right, exactly.
We live in.
Exactly.
So,
and actually, it's so funny that you say that, because the book, I do believe it was I Am Who God Says I Am, before I started writing that, I had actually lost 4 people within a year's time. That was very close to me, and I'm like, really, God? So this is what we're going to do. Sometimes we have to talk to him, just like he's sitting right here at the edge of the bed, or on the couch, or across the table from us. Really, this is what we're going to do.
I know, and it's like, how I look at it as, these are like tests to see if you are truly serious about what you're doing. When all of these different things come up, it's like you could either throw in the towel, there's just too much going on, I can't do this anymore. Or you just deal with the situations at hand, get through that, and then get back on the road.
Because there are going to be some things that we just have no control over. You breathe, inhale, exhale, and keep it moving.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like I always say, I call it a monkey wrench. Every time you're planning to do something, you can count on, I don't care how much planning you do, you can count on the monkey wrench.
Exactly. Exactly.
I recall I'm all ready for this event. I'm getting ready to do a workshop. I got all my stuff all packed up. I'm feeling really proud that I'm organized. And why I could not find my wallet.
Oh. Of all things.
Of all things. And I was about to melt down, and something just said, you need to pray about this. I said, Lord, you know what I did with my wallet. I really do need you to help me find it. And I said it just like that.
Yeah.
And why I walked over to the trash can, and there it was.
Oh, my goodness.
Never, ever, ever found my wallet in a trash can before.
In
Never,
the trash
ever,
can.
in my entire life. And in that moment, it was like, God helps with everything.
Yes, no doubt. And I even had to tell my niece, I think she's working on her bachelor's, and she puts it on Facebook, I feel like throwing in the towel. I said, for what? To get a new one? I said, because you're not.
That is so true.
For what? To get a new one? Because you're not throwing in the towel to say I quit. That is just not in our vocabulary. You know, you throw it in to get a nice clean one to start wiping off the sweat again. Okay?
That is so right. That is so right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You couldn't have said that better. I really like that. Okay.
Oh,
let's take a look at our next D, which is dedication.
Yes. Dedication. Yes. Sometimes it's, hard to find the time to be dedicated to our own projects, to our own goals that, we have to take the time out while we're so busy working on other people's franchises and their empires. We have to worry about our own just as much, whether it be a lunch break, you writing down notes, writing down things that's popping in your head. And even so, what I had started doing with my writing, because sometimes things come to you in the middle of the night. And I found myself being so dedicated to making sure I wanted everybody to get what I was thinking. I started using the record button on my cell phone. You have that record option on your cell phone where you can record little messages and memos or whatever it is. And at that time, my daughter was overseas, and she was in Japan in the Navy, and I slept with my cell phone.
I know, that's right.
I had my pillow, and my cell phone had the other pillow. I slept with my cell phone. And people didn't understand. They was like, why? Well, first of all, my daughter, and second of all, when I have those epiphanies in the middle of the night, and you wake up and you say, press that record button, because you're not going to wake up in the morning and remember.
You're so right. You're so right, because I used to carry a pad, but now I've gotten smart, and I'm using the record button now on the phone as well.
Exactly. Yep.
It truly
and you
works.
Just go back and listen to it and write it down, But you just have to be dedicated to make yourself shine as well.
Now, when we're building up these 3Ds, because some of us, the muscles aren't that strong yet, especially in the decide piece. Once we've decided, then getting to the determination, that's a whole nother set of mindsets that you have to incorporate into your day-to-day walk.
Right.
So what are some of the things that, like simple things that we can do to get that determination muscle up, get that dedication? I think once you get the determination muscle strong, that's going to lead into the dedication.
The dedication, right, because you're already determined, and then from there you're just going to be dedicated to doing what it is you need to get done. And sometimes, people, you might find yourself talking to yourself, but that's okay, because you are getting these ideas out in the air and you're speaking it into existence. And when you do that, that's encouraging yourself. You don't always have to have that somebody patting you on the back. Twist that arm, do it yourself.
I know, that's right. I like that. I know one time, I was at a low point in my life, and a friend of mine, had said, just stand in the mirror and just say how beautiful you are. How much you have to offer the world. And I did that, because at that point in my life, I was in such a low point that I needed to do any and everything that somebody, told me to do that would make me feel better. Because we're going to find ourselves in those places sometimes.
Yeah, yes. And it's so funny, because actually that's what sparked my first book, Knowing When Enough Is Enough, My Guide to Building Your Self-Esteem. I'm a big girl. Weight goes up and down, but I'm mainly a big girl. And, people close to me tried to make me feel less than, because you know that weight's not good. You know you should do this, you should do that. Well, you know what? You're not helping.
I know that's right.
But then they came out with that song, Lord forgive me, Watch Out for the Big Girls. And I started looking in the mirror. I'm like, you know what? Girl, you got it going on. You can do it. You okay? And so that's what sparked that book. We can't let what people say, and we have to tell our own selves, you're beautiful. You can do this. You can do whatever you put your hands on. Ask God to help you, and you will do it. Mm-hmm. It will get done.
Amen to that. I know, because I used to feel I'm kind of a thick girl myself. And it is what it is. I'm to that point now, and I think one time my husband was like, "You gaining weight," and I turned around and told him, "Well, then I think you need to go get a little skinny woman then." And went on out the room.
Exactly.
So we never heard that again, So, and it's all about being comfortable in your skin.
Right, exactly. And you know how far to take it, And, and as long as my doctor say, okay, well, then you're doing good,
And then you always want it to be your decision.
Right,
to make a change.
Mm-hmm.
Not because other people are coercing you into doing this or saying things to make you feel bad about whatever that is. It is your time when it's your time.
Because if you do it according to what they say, you're still not going to be happy.
You sure not?
It wasn't your choice.
And I know that firsthand. Trying to do something somebody else asked you to do, and guess what? Once you do it, then it's like they really didn't care anything about it in the first place.
Exactly. Mhm. Yeah. Sure enough. Exactly.
So we have just heard the 3Ds, Step to Success. We're going to go ahead and summarize because I want everybody to simmer on everything that was said here. So, Keisha, you want to just go through the 3Ds and bring it home for everybody?
Okay, no problem. Well, once again, my 3D steps to success is decide. You have to decide for yourself what your passion is and that you want to get out to the world, because your passion may be something that can help someone else. So decide what it is and get to work on it. And then with that, you be determined and you just stick to it. Don't let anybody come into your circle or your box and try to change what you have to give and offer to the world. And then with that, you can be dedicated. You have to be dedicated. Wherever you do, you have to be dedicated. Stay with it. Your ideas, don't let anyone change your mind, change your ideas, change your dreams. Understand this is your dream, your empire, what you are working on, and you have to be dedicated to stick with it no matter what. You're going to come across some mountains, some problems, go through it, over them, or around them, or matter of fact, consume them and get them out your way.
I rest my case. You just heard it from Minister Keisha Peterson. Keisha, tell us how to get in contact with you.
Okay. You can either reach me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Keisha L. Peterson, and I'll spell that because there's so many ways to spell Keisha. It's KIESHALPETERSON, or you can email me at KeishaLPeterson@gmail.com, or visit my website, bit.ly, that's bit.ly/Keisha_L_Peterson.
Okay, awesome. Now tell us about some of the writings that you've done and some titles.
Okay, my books are Knowing When Enough is Enough, My Guide to Building Your Self-Esteem. And like I said, that one actually stemmed from, listening to people, oh, you're such a big girl, you need to lose weight. And that just took it, because I had actually started feeling bad about myself. And I had to shake it off and tell myself, wait a minute, don't let anybody, if they're not on the same path or the same track as you are, they can't give you compliments or help encourage you, then you have to go ahead and work on your self-esteem to encourage yourself. And then I did Book of Poems, Volume 1, and that I actually started that. I had did it was an online thing for April. I think April is Poetry Month. And there was a project someone was doing, 30 poems in 30 days. And it was so funny, I only had 16 poems. And when I got to day 16, I said, oh, my God, wait, I need more. And just asking and opened up to his input, and I came up with the rest of the poems and decided to make it into a book. And then from that one, I did I Am Who God Says I Am, which actually I started that right before I started my ministry. And that I came about when I was just told, just hold on a minute. I went to the pastor and told him, I think God told me, I feel that I'm ready to preach the word and teach, as he has called me to do. Okay, wait on it, wait on God, pray. And so as I was waiting, I was getting discouraged. But then I said to myself, wait a minute, there's a reason you have to wait. And so that's when I came with I Am Who God Says I Am. And if you would like to purchase or any of those from listening to the show, you can use promo code EXPDMV1 to get 50% off of the books that have been written by myself personally. I am also selling some that I have collaborations, but for my books personally under GC Peterson, which is my pen name, you will get 50% off whichever books you decide to pick from the website.
Okay, you want to give all of that information one more time just so everybody has it?
Okay, no problem. The website, once again, is bit.ly/Keisha_L_Peterson. And there you can use the promo code EXP as in Peter, D as in David, M as in Mary, V as in Victor, and the number 1 in the promo code section, and you will get 50% off of each book that you purchase.
Okay. Well, I really, really enjoyed this collaboration, Keisha. We are definitely going to have to do this again. Already I'm thinking of something called Just Ask.
I like that.
So we're going to be doing this again. I've already written it down. Something that you said.
Right.
I think you said it in something, and it just stuck out for me. Just ask. And I think that's another huge milestone for a lot of people.
Yes.
Is to just ask.
Mhm.
Some people feel some kind of way, so stay tuned. We coming back with Just Ask.
I like that.
Yes. Well, I want to thank everybody for stopping by with Keisha and I. We truly appreciate you. And talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Let me see. That was good. I like talking to you.
You've been listening to Just Minding My Business 24/7, where we are moving at the speed of God, learning what we didn't know we didn't know. I'm your host, Ida Crawford, on the Amazing Women of Power, the world's leading positive programming network powered by Raven International. Many blessings to you and yours, and thank you for listening.